back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be filming an assumptions video. I actually put a little question sticker up on Instagram stories the other day, and I asked you guys to give me all of your assumptions. If you guys are not familiar with this video, it's basically assumptions that you might have about me, and then I will answer those assumptions. I will either confirm or deny those assumptions in today's video, and I have to tell you, I got some juicy ones. So if you guys are new to my channel, make sure to hit that little subscribe button, and if you want to hear some assumptions about me, then keep watching. Okay, the first assumption is you have such a sweet, kind disposition. You must be a Christian. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I try really hard to be kind and be sweet, so I would say that assumption is true. Am I sweet all the time? No, but I definitely try my best for sure. I definitely think you get more bees with honey, so I always try to be kind in every situation, no matter what. And then the second assumption is you must be a Christian, and I would say that is true as well. I definitely believe in God. I try to be a good person. I probably don't go to church as much as I should. However, I do still believe in God, and I really try to be a good person. So thank you so much for your question there. The next question or next assumption is you've never traveled overseas, and I would say that assumption is accurate. I've been to Mexico, I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to a bunch of places in the United States, but I've never traveled overseas, and I've never been to Europe. One place I would love to go, and I might have mentioned this before, but my husband, daughter, and I love to watch The Amazing Race, and there was one season they were in Switzerland, and the scenery was so beautiful it almost didn't look real, and then there was cheese and there was chocolate. So beautiful scenery, cheese, chocolate, what could be better? So I would love to go to Switzerland. I would love to do shopping in Paris. So maybe someday, but your assumption is correct. I have never traveled overseas. Okay, the next assumption is you're such a happy, positive, sunshiny person. I would say that assumption is accurate. Now, am I happy, shiny all the time? No, I have my bad days just like everybody else. However, I really try hard to think positive, be positive, stay positive, because I really truly believe that there's something to the power of positive thinking. If you think positive or try to look at the glass half full as opposed to half empty, it really does make every situation in your life better. Now, is it always foolproof? No. I get mad. I have bad days like everyone else, but I really try hard to see things on the bright side. I try to be kind to others. I try to think positive. So I would say that assumption is accurate. Assumption. Oh, this is a juicy one. You have a large amount of luxury debt. Happy birthday. That assumption is false. I do not have any debt. So one thing my parents have always taught me, when I was younger, I was never allowed to get a credit card. So when I was older and I eventually did get a credit card, my mom and my dad always drilled it into me. If you're gonna get a credit card, you have to make sure you pay it every month so you don't have to pay interest, blah, blah, blah. So I have a rule for myself that if I'm gonna put anything on the credit card, or if I'm gonna buy a handbag or whatever, I have to have the money for it. So yes, if I buy a Chanel bag, I might go through Neiman Marcus, but I mainly put it on the credit card so I can get the points, so I can later get the gift card and that type of thing, but I always pay it off. So I can say that I have never ever paid interest on a credit card. Now, of course, I have my car payment and my mortgage and stuff like that most people have, but I am not in luxury debt at all. Everything I have has been paid off, and I don't owe any money. The next assumption, you and your husband have separate bank accounts instead of joint finances. I would say that assumption is kind of accurate, kind of not. So we definitely do have separate bank accounts for our spending, and mainly we do it that way because if we put our money together, I just don't think that would be fair as far as spending, because I definitely am a shopper. He is more of a simple person. He doesn't require much. He's not into luxury goods. He's not into stuff. So it would be like me spending all the money. So because of that, we do have separate bank accounts. So if I want a bag or I want clothes or anything like that, I am going to be buying it for myself. However, we do bring our money specifically together for bills. So we do have a separate account where we each put money into to pay the mortgage, the car payment, the phone bill, that type of thing. So I would say your assumption is half right, half not. We do have separate bank accounts, but we also do have a shared bank account for our bills. So good question or good assumption. Okay, this next one is a juicy one, that you have family money. So I have to say, when I read this, it made me chuckle a little bit because I was like, is that what people think? Like when I'm on here, I know I have a luxury channel, but do they think I've like, you know, inherited money or something? No, the answer to that is no. I grew up, my mom was a teacher, my dad was a mailman, you know, and they always taught me growing up that you have to work for what you have. So every single thing that I have worked for. So no, I do not have any family money. Next assumption is you are an introvert. So I would say I'm somewhere in between an introvert and an extrovert. So there are certain situations where I'm around my friends or people that I know that I can be really bubbly and really kind of outgoing. But then there are other situations where I'm a little more on the shy side and I don't like to be the center of attention. So I would say there's, you know, somewhere in between. So for all of my friends or people that know me really well, I would say I'm like pretty talkative. I'm kind of pretty out there, but then for people that I don't know very well, I might be a little more on the shy side. So your assumption is kind of accurate. I would say I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Okay, next assumption, you are a high energy person. Yes, I am a high energy person. I cannot sit still. I'm sure you guys can tell that. You can probably feel that through the camera that I am. Yes, I'm very high energy. I can't sit still. One thing I'm a little mad about myself is I would love to be able to read more, just sit still and read, but I can't sit still. I can't sit still. As soon as I finish one thing, I move on to the next thing. I actually operate better when I have a lot of things going on. But yeah, that is true. I am a high energy person for sure. Good assumption. Okay, this was a good question too. Hi Melissa, I assume that you have an above average salary at your daily day job. So as you guys know, or if you're not familiar, YouTube is a hobby of mine. I love it. I have so much fun doing it, but I do have a full-time job. I don't know how to really gauge if I have an above average salary, but I can tell you I have my degree, I have experience, and I have been working at my company for a long time. So I would say that I am financially doing okay. So I'll put it that way. This is a good question. You have accepted that your daughter isn't as girly as you. Oh, this is a good assumption. Okay, so for those of you that aren't aware, my husband and I have a 10-year-old daughter. Her name is Skylar. She is not a girly girl at all. She is a tomboy. She plays ice hockey. She's like so into sports. And I will be honest, when she was younger, I could dress her. I could put little dresses on her. I could put her in pigtails. And now she's all about wearing a ponytail, you know, that type of thing. And I have 100% accepted that. I love the little person that she is. I love her personality. I love that she's into sports. I love that she plays ice hockey. That's my favorite thing to do in the world, is watch her play. Oh, sorry, I could get a little choked up talking about it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry. That is just my favorite thing. Sorry. I don't know why I'm tearing up. Okay, I'm good. I love that little girl more than anything. I don't know why I almost started crying, but I just love the person that she is. And of course, I have accepted that she's not girly. I love that she's a tomboy. I love watching her play hockey. She is the best little kid ever, so. Okay, the next assumption, and this is a good one. You're so kind and polite that you cannot say no to anyone. This is a good assumption, and I would say it was true. When I was younger, I was the type where I was the people pleaser. I just wanted to be nice. It was all about being nice. You know, you want to make sure people are getting what they need from you, that type of thing. So I would say when I was younger, this was more applicable. But now that I'm older, I'm 41 now, I would say that I definitely don't put up with what I put up with when I was younger. I definitely speak up. Sometimes I'll be out with my parents and let's say someone is like being rude. Sometimes I will speak up and I will say something. Well, I'm sorry, you don't have to be rude. Like there was one instance, I will not not forget, I was at Best Buy. Person was being so extremely rude, and I just said to them, look, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're having a bad day, but you know, there's no reason for you to be rude to my mom or something like that. So my mom kind of looked at me like, oh, because you know, my parents are very much like, oh my God, don't say that, don't ruffle any feathers. So I would say that when I was younger, this applied, but now, no, I am not afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to say no. I still like to be nice to people, but I feel like you definitely have to speak up if something's not right, for sure. You and your husband must have really good paying jobs to afford all the luxury. So my husband and I would say we do okay. I mean, like I said, we both have worked really hard at our jobs, and he, I want to make it clear, does not pay for my luxury at all. So everything in my closet I have paid for on my own. And if you guys didn't check out my video on how I afford luxury, I would recommend you check that out, because I break down a bunch of different tips as to how I'm able to afford the things that I have, because there are a lot of different ways. Not only do I have my full-time job, but I also have like my little side business, which is YouTube. So there are a lot of different ways that I make money, and it all goes into a certain pot. But my husband, no, luxury is not something that he purchases. The next question, you come off super nice and sweet. My assumption is that you're a sweetheart in real life too. Oh, that is so sweet. So you'd have to ask my friends and family, but I would like to believe that assumption is true. As I stated earlier, I really believe you get more bees with honey, and I try so hard to be nice to people, because I truly believe that kindness spreads. If you're nice to someone and they're having a bad day, that might make them think, oh, that person was so nice, well, let me be nice to the next person. It's kind of similar to if you go to Starbucks and you pay for the person behind you, and then they're like, oh, that was so nice, I'm gonna now pay for the person behind me. It's paying it forward and just being kind. And I feel that way when it comes to being a kind person. So I would say that that assumption is true. Okay, this next assumption is you're an only child. And that assumption is 100% correct. I am an only child. And one of the reasons I think that is, and my mom has kind of told me, is she is actually from a family of 8. So she has 7 brothers and sisters, and her and my dad, like my dad was an only child, they kind of decided, you know, we want to just have one, because when you have one child, you can focus on them, you know, it's a lot easier. And that's kind of how my husband and I have been too. We just have one as well, so we can both focus our attention on her, because I'm sure you guys know the more kids that you have, the harder it is, especially when it comes to sports and paying for college and that sort of thing. So yes, I am an only child, and my daughter is going to be an only child as well. However, I have always wondered what it's like to have a brother or a sister, but I do have a very special bond with my cousin. She is like my best friend, and I love her to death. So she's basically like having a sister. But sometimes I do always wonder what it would be like to have a brother or sister, because I do see how some brothers and sisters can have such good bonds, but they fight too, so. Okay, hi, my assumption is your husband complains by the amount of handbags you buy. So he doesn't get it. So he doesn't complain because he knows everybody has their thing, and handbags are kind of just my thing. But he doesn't understand how people can pay that much money for a handbag. Like, he just doesn't grasp it. So that's one thing we kind of agree to disagree, but he doesn't complain about it because he just kind of knows it's my thing, but it's not something I think he would do. Earn decent money by only running a YouTube channel. Okay, so I did do a video on how I make money on YouTube, so you can go ahead and check that video out if you haven't already. I kind of go into detail, but I would say the best way to make money on YouTube is to diversify yourself just like anyone else. Like, for example, on YouTube, you can make money through Google AdSense. So when you guys see ads running on my videos, I get a small portion of that. It's not a lot, it's like pennies, but it will add up over time depending on the number of views that you get. You can also make money by sponsorships. So you guys know that I do have a few sponsorships. I've worked with Ana Luisa, Rose Forever. I don't pick a ton of sponsorships because obviously I want them to be relevant and I want them to be brands that I actually do enjoy working with. And then also affiliate links. So like, let's say for example, you're like, oh, I really like your sunglasses. Where did you get them? And I can say, oh, click the link below. You know, if you buy those sunglasses, I will get like a percentage from those sunglasses. But I do always disclose that in the description that if you click on any of the links, they are affiliate links. So thank you guys ahead of time if you have ever purchased anything from my links. But I would say, you can make money from YouTube, but like for me, I could not be a full-time YouTuber. I just use YouTube for fun because I love it. And it is nice. I do make a little bit of money. So I did mention in my How I Afford Luxury video that for YouTube, anything I make collectively from Google AdSense or the sponsorships or links, I do put it in a dedicated separate account, which is like my YouTube account, where I use that to either invest back into my channel or buy a handbag. So yeah, so I would say there are some YouTubers who have millions of subscribers and millions of views that can make really, really good money, but I wouldn't say I'm at that point. Okay, may I please ask, what's your college education? So I have a business administration degree with a finance concentration. So I initially started my career as a financial analyst. I also worked in banking. That's not what I do today, but that is what I did when I first started. And I was really like obsessed with numbers and like Excel spreadsheets and all sorts of things. So yeah, I have my bachelor's degree, business administration with a finance concentration. How close are you to finishing your office? I can't wait to see it. Oh, thank you for remembering. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I mentioned over there that I am working from home right now and I wanted to redo my office space. So the office space that I had before, it was my husband and I, it was our joint office space, and it was nice, but it was kind of masculine. So I wanted to put a little more of a feminine touch on it since I knew I would be working from home and that would be like my, just my workspace, like for 8 hours a day. So I am working on it. I have the desk, the chair, I have like the little shelving unit, I have the rug, but I have a couple more things I want to get before I do a video on it. So keep in mind in that video, I'm not going to like paint or redo it that way. It's just kind of redoing the furniture, but don't worry, that video is coming soon. I just have a few more little things I want to get for it. Okay, hi Amber. This is a really, really good question, I think, and this is actually my last question, but she said, hi Amber, I have a nerdy question to add. Are any luxury purchases written off as a business expense against your YouTube income? That is a good question. And the answer is, I'm not sure. So what I mean by that is like, I have often thought, hey, since I'm a luxury channel and I talk about handbags, if I were to buy a handbag, can I write that off for taxes? And I never do. I never do. Actually, I don't really write off many things. I mean, I don't actually have like a tax accountant or anything like that, but no, I have never claimed my handbags as an expense by any means because I think there's some sort of rule where it can't be for personal use. So like, let's say I was buying a bag or buying something and it was strictly for this, I might be able to write it off, but all of my handbags are for personal use. Like I buy them because I want to wear them. I don't buy them just to review them on my channel. So my answer to this question is, I don't know whether or not you can. I don't think you can, but I have not. And even if like there's a way around it, I don't think I would want to do that just because I think it is a little bit of a touchy subject and I just want to be very, very careful with Uncle Sam. So no, I do not write off any of my luxury purchases, but like let's say I bought filming equipment. Like let's say I bought a new camera, which I haven't. I've had the same camera for like 4 or 5 years. That could be written off as a business expense because I use that and I need that for filming. Or like, let's say editing software, which I don't buy editing software, I just use iMovie for free. Stuff like that, you could write that off as a business expense, but I'll be honest, I'm still kind of learning all of this stuff. We don't have an actual tax accountant. We do our taxes ourselves. So if anyone out there knows the details, I would definitely welcome your feedback because I'm still kind of learning. So what I do now is, let me tell you, what do they say? There are 2 like sure things in life, and that's death and taxes. Boy, is that true. So you will get hammered in taxes with YouTube as well. So I make sure that anything I make, I first take a percentage and I put that in account because otherwise you get that tax bill and it ain't pretty. So The answer to your initial question is no, I do not write my handbags off. Okay, you guys, there you have it. Those were all of your assumptions about me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want me to continue doing videos like this in the future, I certainly can. I hope I answered your question or clarified your assumptions about me. This is always fun to film. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to hit that little subscribe button, and I would love to have you follow me on Instagram as well. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.
Wish me the